Moving up next, we will have our third speaker for the session. We would like to welcome Dianna from Puchong English Toastmasters Club. Dianna, with a rich background in corporate and business, she's much more than a speaker, trainer, and also a business coach. Through years of hands-on experience, she had become a sought-after business coach, serving prominent clients with her invaluable background. An internationally certified master trainer in Year 3 NLP, and a certified trainer of timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, NLP coaching, and NLP sales. What truly sets Dianna apart is her unwavering commitment to make a difference in people's lives. She lives by the mantra, I may not be able to change the world, but I can change the world for one person, and that's good enough for me. Today, we'll have this privilege and honor to hear from Dianna as she shares with us her wisdom. Please give her a round of applause. Dianna with her speech title, The Power of Belief. The Power of Belief. Dianna.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I feel that we are all part of a morphogenic field of powerhouse because, Yasoda, I do have parking power. And anytime anybody comes into a shopping complex, they'll just follow my car because I get 2 parking power. And yes, I wear a crystal. And this crystal is rose quartz. It's about love. So that's why you all love me. Okay? And Mr. Matthew, I think Toastmaster is great. You know why? Because I flew 13 hours to London and I gave speech in Toastmasters London, Bromley's Club, London Bridge Club, and they welcome me with open arms. And that is the power of Toastmasters. No matter where you are, we are part of a very big family. And let's get back to my speech. Can I ask all of you in the room, were there times when you felt you're so overwhelmed and there's so many things happening around us? And the things that you think has been working all the time, suddenly the game changed. All the formulas that you have been doing, suddenly it doesn't work anymore. Don't you feel so frustrated? But you have to go on, right? Because there's so many people depending on you, right? It's frustrating. But let me tell you the story of my life. Once upon a time, I was this confident corporate woman. I am one of those you hear that I can make men cry in the boardroom. And my staff, I always notice them. Before I get into the boardroom, they will whisper among themselves, hey, you got everything or not? You got everything or not? Prepare or not? Because they know I got everything in my fingertips. And I am a no-nonsense boss. And that's me here, the confident, full of certainty, big boss. And then I got this phone call from my son's school. And that was the first eventful phone call. And the principal of the school said, Dianna, your son needs help. Then I said, what do you mean? He needs a child psychologist, he's backward in his studies, and he learned differently. Why are you telling me this now? He went to kindergarten, he went to the primary school, and now he's on secondary school. Why are you telling me now? What are you saying? So, you have to pay twice, 2 times his school fees. You have to send him for tuition, and you need a teacher's assistant. And that was the time I felt all the doubts came all over me. And I asked myself, am I such a negligent mom? Am I guilty for so focused on my work? So the whole doubt came all over me. And in that days, I agreed with the school. Okay, just do what you have to do. But one day, I did a spot check. And when I went to school, I saw my son. They put him far in the corner of the room, fiddling with his pencil. They didn't do anything. And a lot of doubts came over me again. And that was the time I told myself, many people or anybody can quit on my son, but not me, the mom. So, and then what happened? I took him overseas to study for 3 years. And then crisis struck because when I went overseas, I was the sole breadwinner of the household. When the money ran out, and all of us have to come back, and things got worse. Things that I wish that it would never happen to anyone, because from morning until night, the father of my children kept shouting profanities. That was the time I realized, wow, there is so many variations to the four-letter word. That was the time I realized that, and it was full of crisis, and me and my children spiraled down into a very deep crisis, and it got worse. The cups starts to fly, the plates smashed to the wall, the blender, the vacuum cleaners, everything got crashed. And that was the worst moment of my life. And at that time, miraculously, someone came into my life. He is a neuro-linguistic programming coach. And he coached me from knowing my values, knowing be clear on what I want, and I begin to see the little light out of the box. And slowly, I got out from my situation, and I made the best decision I've ever made, which is I filed for divorce after 27 years of marriage. And then I start to rebuild my life again. I started from scratch at 52 years old. I start to sell insurance. And you know where I sell insurance? Palita Restaurant, Starbucks in Pantai Hospital. And do you know why? Because they are the restaurants that open until late at night. And if you see a 50-year-old woman and a 20-year-old girl going table to table talking about insurance, that's me and my daughter. And that's how we rebuilt our life again. And today, 5 years later, we are out of the situation. I begin to get curious about NLP. I begin to know, hey, what is this NLP? You know, you can get this hard-headed woman to come out, to get out from the situation, and to be where I am today. So I got curious, I studied more and more, and today I am on the 3rd year as a master trainer of NLP. And also, thank you very much. And also, I am a certified trainer in timeline therapy, hypnosis, as well as coaching and sales. And how did I do all that? Steve Jobs said that you can only join the dots looking backwards. So, how did I get from confidence, doubt, peace, and empowerment? How did I do all that? This is how I did it. It is the power of belief, the power in the words you use. This is how I do it. And to demonstrate the power of words, I would like to do an exercise with all of you. Is that okay? Okay. So I would like all of you to stand up. Thank you. And I would like you to put your two hands straight up, two arms straight up, shoulder height, right? And I want you to close your eyes and breathe in. And your right arm, turn it palm up. Okay? So imagine I put a very heavy book on your right palm, and it goes heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. And your arm go down, down, and down. It is the heaviest book you have ever carried. And it's making your right arm down, down, and down. And on the other hand, on your left hand, I'm going to tie a helium balloon that's going to rise higher, lifting, lifting, lifting your hand so high up, and you feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And your right hand, the book get heavier. I'm putting another book on it, and it's heavier, heavier, and so heavy. The heaviest book you've ever seen. And on your left hand, I'm going to put extra balloons, helium balloons, and it's going higher and higher and so light. It lifts your wrist so high up. And now, hold where all your hands are. Open your eyes. Do you notice? Do you notice what happened? This is the power of belief. Thank you very much. So this is the power of belief. What you think, the word has become a reality. So that is how our unconscious mind is always eavesdropping on the words you use. And because of that, what is the words that you've been using on yourself? Because your unconscious mind is always eavesdropping, and they always believe every word you say is true. So if those words that you've been using is not serving you, banish it. And if all those words are limiting beliefs, remove them. Because if you use the words like how I use, no matter what happened in my life, I told myself, I am magnificent. I am powerful. Because why do we shrink? So that other people don't feel insecure around us. Because when we let go of our fear, we allow the other people to shine together with us. Right? So, when you have no fear, what happens? and you have a strong belief, what happens? So this is what happened. When you have no fear, and you have a strong belief, this is what you can do. Thank you very much.